Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to WsCube Tech. So guys, in the previous session we have covered how to read CSV file. For example, if we have a CSV data, if we have a CSV file. And if you want to read that data in our Python, how we can do that? We have learned that in our previous session by three methods. Our first method was .reader, the second method over here was dictionary reader, and our third method was using the pandas library. So in our today's session, we will be discussing about how we can write data in the CSV file. So far we have covered how to read the data from CSV. Now we will be learning with the help of Python how we can write this data inside the CSV file. For that, let's have a look on what all methods we have. So we will be doing this with the help of our CSV module only. There are two methods over here, just like how we had reader and dictionary reader. Similarly, we have writer and dictionary writer. With the help of these two methods, we will be obtaining it. So let's have a look on how it can be done. First of all, to do this, we will be importing our library. So I'll be writing import CSV. Once we have imported CSV, we need to create a list over here. List of fields and the list of rows. The field will contain all our columns over here. So I'll be writing fields. Fields is equals to, let's say I'm talking about a data of a company. So a company has, let's say, employee data. So employee ID, and let's say it has the name of the employee, and the other data is, let's say, the age, and lastly which branch that person belongs to. So we'll be writing branch here. After this, we'll be writing rows. In the rows, we'll be giving all the other data. So I'm creating a nested list over here, which will contain the employee ID, the name, and the age, and lastly the branch. So first of all, we have the employee ID. So we have 001. Then we have the name, so I'll be giving John here, and then we have the age. So let's say the age is 32, and that person is a manager. Okay. Nextly, I'll just create another list over here. So I'll just give a comma and create another list where the employee ID is 002. The name is, let's say, David. The age is 24, and that person is from social media. Similarly, I'll be creating another one. Let's say over here we have 003, and it should be inside the quotation. So we have 003, and the name of the person is, let's say, Lisa. She is 25. So we can write it like this, or we can write it in a format of integer as well. And she belongs to, let's say, again, manager. She is the manager. Lastly, we'll have another list, and we have 004, where we have Peter, who is 27, and he's a designer. Okay, once we have written down this data, what I need to do over here is I need to open a file over here. Now it can be a pre-created file, or you can create over here as well, just like how we create using the file operation. So I'll be writing f is equals to open. Now what file I need to open? So let's say I'm creating it for employees, right? So I'll be writing employee data.csv. So we're creating a CSV file over here. Now we can define the mode also. So mode is, let's say, the writing mode. So we need to pass it inside the double quotations. And we have opened a file in a writing mode whose name is employee data.csv. Now what do I need to do? I need to create a CSV writer over here, which will write this data. So for writing that, I'll be creating a variable. Let's call it CSV underscore writer. Inside this, I'll be passing CSV dot writer. And in this, we'll be passing our f, that means the file that we have opened in the writing mode. Once we have done this, we'll be writing CSV writer dot write row. Write row means, first of all, we are defining the field over here. So field is this one. So I'll be passing fields inside it. After this, we'll be writing CSV dot writer, not writer, but underscore writer dot write rows, because now we are defining the rows that will come inside it. We will be writing rows over here. When we are passing a single row, we'll be writing the right row, which will be our fields. That will be our first row over here, and then we will be having the other rows, that is our rows over here. So I'll be passing rows. As soon as I'll run it here, nothing would happen here, but if I'll go where my programs are, so because we have not given any location, that at what location this file should be, it will automatically get created wherever our programs are. Our let's say the write CSV file program over here is, so you can see over here a new file has been created. As soon as I'll double click it, I will get the data that we have employee, name, age, and branch. We have on number 1 we have John, then we whose age is 32, who is a manager. Second, we have David, who is 24, again he's from social media. Then we have employee ID 3, name is Lisa, age is 25, and again she belongs to the branch of manager. Then we have 4, on 4 we have Peter, we have age as 27, and he's a designer. Okay. So this is how we have obtained the data. That means we can write the data in Python and we can obtain it in our CSV file. This was our method number 1, where we have used the list over here. Now similarly, if you want to use dictionaries here, what you can do, instead of writing this, we can provide a dictionary over here. So we can write in this way, that we have employee ID, right? So our first one is key over here would be employee ID, and the employee ID would be 001, comma. Then next key over here would be name. So I'll be passing name. The name of the person would be John. Next thing I'll be passing would be the age. The age of the person is, let's say, 27. And lastly, the branch. And the branch is, let's say, manager. Okay, this is my first data. I'll just copy this data so that I do not have to make much more changes. And I'll just copy it from here. Lastly, paste it here. Next one is, let's say, 002. On 002, we have David, whose age is, let's say, 29. And who is from social media. Again, I'll just paste this data and I'll go with 003. On 003, let's say we have Lisa, whose age is 22 and her branch is, let's say, designer. Okay. So this is our second data where we have fields as list and rows. Inside the rows we have a list, but inside the list we have elements of dictionary where we have provided employee ID as the key and their values as the values over here. Similarly, again the next key is our name and its value, then the next key is age and its value, and lastly the branch and its value over here. Now what changes we need to make over here is very simple. Instead of writing csv.writer, we will be writing csv.dictionary-writer because we are writing it in the format of a dictionary. And we'll be passing our f over here. F is the file mode in which we have opened it. So I'll be writing another file. So this will be our file 1. Let's call it file 1. And here I'll be passing the field names. The field names would be equal to our fields, and I'll just remove this line. Instead what I'll write, I'll be writing csv_writer dot write header. So first of all we will be writing the header and then we will be writing the other rows, which is stored in the format of a dictionary. So what we have done, what changes we have made here, basically that previously we had nested list over here. Now we have a list. Inside the list we have elements of dictionary. Here we have written, instead of csv.writer, we have written csv.dictionary-writer, where we have passed the name of the file, plus we have also given the field names is equals to our fields, that means the list which had fields. After that we have written the header and lastly we have written down the rows. Now let's run and see what would happen. So as soon as I'll run, nothing will happen over here, but again if I'll go back in CSV Python, you can see a new file has been created whose name is employee data 1. Let's open it. So as soon as I'll open it, it will give me employee, name, age and branch, which has 1, 2, 3 data, as we have added only 3 data over here, which has John, David, Lisa, whose age is 27, 29, 22. And manager, social media and designer. So this is how we have obtained the data as well. And you can see over here on the top that we have the format as .csv. So I hope guys that it is clear how we have used csv.writer and csv.dictionary-writer. Both the methods over here are clear to you. And here I'm ending this module as well, where we have covered 2 major topics. That means how we can read the CSV file, and in this session we have covered how to write in a CSV file. And I hope you guys have no doubts in the questions. So stay connected guys, and I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.